What's happening? What's happening, good people? Look, I hadn't made one of these videos in a long time, and it pertains to, Donald Trump winning the presidency. It pertains to that. I could care less. I voted for Kamala Harris. I voted for her, and but I'm making this video because Sunny Hostin, I think her name is Sunny Hostin from The View, she said two things that really sat really well. Well, not really sat well with me, but it just registered. It registered. She said two things that are so obvious, but nobody else is saying. And the first thing is not so much obvious, not so much, apparent, but it is true. And I'll play that right now. Y'all listen up, and I'll come back in before I play the second thing. Hold on.
Convicted felon box on employment applications better be taken off. Someone who participated in an insurrection from becoming president of the United States. I think that going forward, the convicted felon box on employment applications better be taken off, because if you can be the president of the United States, then you should not be prevented from employment in this country, because
So that's the first thing. Donald Trump is a convicted felon. He was found guilty on like 34 counts of, felonies. He's not a president of the United States. I could care less about that part. What I care about is my family members that I have who are convicted felons who can't vote. That's what I care about, because I know for a fact most of them would have voted this year. Most of them. Maybe not all, but most of them would have voted. They not only can they not vote, but there's other things that they're restricted from doing. I think passports. I think they can't travel out of the country, I believe. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But that's the first thing I want to point out. That's the first thing. And like I said, I could care less about Donald Trump having those 34 counts or whatever. I could care less about that. Now, this is the other thing. It may take a while. It may take a while before she gets to the point, but here's another thing.
Remember applying for my jobs as a federal prosecutor, and there was a box for convicted felons. Well, and so that box better be taken off. And I think our healthcare system is now at risk. I think
no fluoride for anyone.
Yeah.
Okay, all of a sudden. Hold tight.
Economists have made clear that he's going to increase the debt by $7.75 trillion. I'm worried about mass deportation and internment camps, and I'm also worried about Elon Musk warning Americans to prepare for temporary hardship. I'm surprised at the result, but I'm not surprised. As a woman of color, I was so hopeful that a mixed race woman married to a Jewish guy could be elected president of this country. And I think that it had nothing to do with policy. I think this was a referendum of cultural resentment in this country.
Well, I think it,
So that last thing she said, a referendum, cultural resentment. That's the biggest thing, y'all. That is the biggest reason why Donald Trump is not a president. But it didn't start with Kamala Harris. No. It didn't start with Kamala Harris. It started with Barack Hussein Obama and Michelle Obama and Sasha and Malia and the mother-in-law and that picture of a black family as the most powerful family in the world. That's where it started at. That's why Donald Trump can literally right now take, and I hate to say this, who's the lady he just threatened? Liz Cheney. He can actually do bodily harm to Liz Cheney right now, and a MAGA supporter would not bat an eye, wouldn't even blink, because of what he represents. Donald Trump represents exactly. This is one thing about Donald Trump. He may lie a lot. He may lie every other word. But when he says he's going to do something, he does it. So all those things he's talking about doing, you better believe he's going to do it. Now, but the thing I was getting to is he represents that part of America that the majority of his voters, I want to say 90% of his voters, are still holding on to. And that is the American dream. Making America great again. America has never been great for everybody. But America was great for the Cleavers. I think that was the last name. Leave It to Beaver. You remember Leave It to Beaver? It was great for them. It was great for Bewitched, Tabitha and the Colonel. It was great for Dennis the Menace. I'm talking about some black and white old television shows that represented America at the time. It was great for them. But what you don't see black Leave It to Beaver or Brady Bunch. You don't see that. You don't see a Hispanic, Native American. So that's why Donald Trump won, and that's why he won to the extent that he won. It was the whole map was damn near red. Georgia, Florida, North Carolina, Indiana. It was like, is California going to turn red too? Is New York going to turn red? You know what I mean? I went to bed like maybe, I want to say the results started coming in, the actual results started coming in at 7 o'clock. I was in bed by 8, I think. Because I already knew. I was, this is over. I can already tell this is over. Game over. And it's because that the majority of people in this country are white people. I'm not saying that, I'm not being racist. First of all, I can't be racist. But the majority of people in this country are still white people. The majority of people in this country want things to go back the way they were. They don't want the guilt. They don't want the truth. They don't want to hear about reparations. They don't even want to hear about Native Americans, saying that, hey, you guys actually stole this country. They don't want to hear about that. They don't want their kids hearing about that. They don't want that in books. They want things to go back to Leave It to Beaver. They want things to go back to Jan and Greg and Bobby, the Brady Bunch. That's what they want things to go back to. That's when America was great. America has never been great for all of us, ever. It's never been inclusive for everybody, never. So now, this is what gets me. When a person of color can walk around proudly with a red cap on that says MAGA in big capital letters, big white capital letters, and then underneath, Make America Great Again. Brother, it's never been great for you, man. Now, if you abide by certain rules and you rub elbows with the right people, it can appear to be great for you. It can appear, but it has never, ever been great for you, ever. Now, another thing is, as far as the liberals go, like I said, I voted for Kamala Harris. As far as the liberals go, there's a such thing as overkill. I cannot watch a good Netflix series without seeing the LGBTQ community in the series. I'm watching Tyler Perry's what's it called? Beauty in Black, or whatever it's called. Started off excellent. I'm like, oh, okay, he's taking advice from 50 Cent. I can tell he's taking advice from 50 Cent. I think it was episode 2. I won't give away anything. But I'm like, Tyler Perry has really stepped his game up. This is really good. The writing, everything is good. The camera angles, everything looks good. It looks professional. The storyline is great. I didn't even, it was so good that I didn't even, and it's Tyler Perry, so I'm like, it's not going to have a lot of the LGBTQ. I don't have any problems with the LGBTQ community. No, none, zero. This is my thing though. They say that the LGBTQ community needs representation. Do you know how many other groups of people in this country, way more, I mean in numbers, outweigh the LGBTQ community? Native Americans, they need representation. Handicapped people, people with special needs, they need representation. Hispanics, blacks, but yet you don't see a Native American in every single Netflix, Hulu, Prime, Paramount, Peacock, you name it, Tubi, you name it. There's LGBTQ. I mean, it's like, come on, man, that's overkill. That makes people turn away from being liberal. I mean, not just that, but certain things. Like it was an actual bill, or they were talking about it. I don't know if it's a bill or not. I don't know enough about politics, but I know for a fact that they were talking about using American tax dollars to pay for sex changes for prisoners. Yes, I heard Kamala Harris speak about this. I don't know how far it went, but why are we even talking about this? You know what I mean? That sort of thing. So I believe there's a lot of things that came into play that caused this election to go the way it went. But, I think the number one thing goes back to what I played you guys, that second portion of what Sunny Hostin was saying about America. Just, America's majority, I don't know the numbers, but it's like 50, 60% white still. That the majority rules. The majority rules. And you got to put yourself in their position. Put yourself in their position. If you are a black person, Hispanic person, whatever you are, Native American, whatever you are, if you were the majority and things went the way you wanted it to go for decades, for hundreds of years, actually, whether it was good, bad, or ugly, because a lot of what went on for hundreds of years was ugly. The mass genocide of Native Americans, enslavement of human beings, the African, that went on in this country. And a lot of wealth came about because of that. Now, if you have the ability to pretend that none of that happened, or just turn that switch off and forget all of that stuff that happened, and then in the early 1900s start to sort of progress away from that, or appear to, even though we still had lynchings, we still had Jim Crow, apartheid, basically, for decades after, even after we got into the 1900s, the 20th century. Even though we still had a lot of stuff going on, a lot of it was getting swept under the rug. It was getting swept under the rug. We've forgotten about that. Instead of slavery, we said we had African farmers, African field workers, instead of putting slavery in books. If you have that ability to turn all of that off, and then one day you look up and you got a black guy who's the most powerful man in the world, even though he's half white, and he got his black wife, his beautiful black wife and beautiful black daughters in the White House with him, and you're seeing all these things with trans community, and you so-called Christian, so going against Christian morals and values, supposedly, because Christianity also said it was right to have slaves. Don't forget about that. If all these things are happening right before your eyes, and you are an older white person, you're not happy. And one thing about the white family is whatever Pop says is gold, or Me, ma, it's gold. So I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. I'm not surprised at all. How do we go forward from this? Well, we gotta sit down and reflect on some things. Really, and pray. That's another thing. That's the important thing. Donald Trump, I'm gonna sound real crazy right now. Donald Trump was shot at and a bullet nipped his ear. Nipped his ear. So in other words, the bullet definitely came close enough to take him out of the game. But it missed him. This guy he's done so much that any normal human being would not be here on this. This person would be deleted by now, or in jail, or just drove crazy, bankrupt, broke. No, but he somehow made it to presidency. On the liberal side, you got people standing up saying, I don't believe in God. I'm gonna step out right now and say I believe there's a God, and I believe prayer works, because you can say whatever you want to say about the Christians who look at Donald Trump like he's some kind of savior. Whoever they're praying to, it's working. So one last thing before I get off, before I stop. I won't say us. I'm neither one. I voted for Kamala Harris, but I'm not a liberal, I'm not a Democrat, I'm not a Republican, conservative. I'm none of that. I'm for the person who's speaking sense. That's why I voted for Kamala. Who acts like person that acts like they got some sense, like actual sense and not insane. I'm voting for that person. These days, that's my standards. If you act like you got sense, I'm voting for you. I don't even care what the policy is. If you sound like you have some intelligence, like you have, like, you're not using a microphone as a sexual instrument, saying it's beating up the back of your throat and all this stuff, and still the president. This guy actually said that the mic was beating up the back of his throat and made the gesture. And he somehow still became the president of the United States. How? Oh, I just told you how. I just told you how. And for all my white subscribers, white friends, and for all of my Donald Trump supporters, hey, please don't unsubscribe. Now, I'm just telling you this is my opinion. Now, if you dig a little bit deeper, you may see that, hey, there's some validity to what I'm saying. Yeah. Anyways, it's raining out, so let me get off. One good thing I gotta say before I go: the stock market seems to be doing better, and I do have stocks and mutual funds, a 401k, IRA, and all that stuff. So that's what I'm looking forward to. Shout out to Sunny Hostin. Shout out to The View. And please, y'all, please. I can't say this enough, man. Please get on your knees every now and then and speak to a higher power about certain things. In particular, this. Did anybody pray for Kamala Harris? She went to a church. There was one scene where she was in church. Did anybody pray for Joe Biden? I truly do believe that Barack Obama had prayers. There was a lot of prayers going on for him. We cannot etch God out. We can't. That's one thing about the left, the Democrats. We're so intelligent that we're stupid. We're so smart that we're dumb. I keep saying we. No, I can't include myself in that. No. I can't do it. We look past certain things and just assume automatically, oh, we got the next female. Everybody's dancing. They're going down dancing and no. So just because you got Hollywood behind you doesn't mean anything. Nothing. Zero. Zilch. Don't mean nothing. You had Beyonce. You had Taylor Swift. Fat Joe. Cardi B. 50 Cent. No, was it 50? No, I don't know about 50. You had Beyonce and Taylor Swift. And you still lost. I'm talking to the left. The left, y'all. Everybody on the left right now should go in the mirror. Just go look in the mirror and just really think about who you are as a person. Who you are as a person. Because you allowed. I want to say some other things too, man. But it's been 21 minutes. I want to say some other. I woke up to this morning. I woke up to this because I already knew who won. Black men really showed black. We gotta say it was the black vote. Black males came out. No, I refuse to take the blame for this. No, I refuse as a black man to take the blame. Excuse me, and I say that because of this. Women outnumber men in the world. Look at the numbers. Women say they want this, that, respect. Literal RECPT. Women want to be equal. Women. How in the hell do women outnumber men? And Donald Trump is now the president of the United States, number 47. How? Now, I'm not blaming women. I'm just asking a question. How? How is this possible? Another thing, black men, you know how many black men are in prison? You know how many black men didn't make it this far in life because they're not even here, they're dead? You know how many black men are convicted felons who cannot vote? But they got the nerve to say black men showed up for Donald Trump? You know how many black men are paying child support but can't see their child? Yeah. That's a whole nother, no, I can't, this is a rant there. That's a real rant. I'm going to leave it right there. Y'all just let me know what y'all think about this, man. Let me know what y'all think. And listen, I have no hate for the LGBTQ. I have no hate for white people. I have no hate for Trump supporters. I have zero hate for anybody. So please don't get it misconstrued. I have zero hate for anybody. I said it. I'll say it again. Hopefully the stock market will do some great numbers because I'm invested, and I'll leave it at that. I'm an optimist. I look at it like that. That's all I got for now, man. Oh, hit that like too. Hit that like, subscribe, share this video, comment. Till next time, man. And this is the first video I've made like this in a long time because I make videos about gardening and I make videos about me writing my 4th novel. If you want to check those out, check out my playlist and all that. Anyways, till next time, man. This is Anthony L. Kelly. Salute to y'all. And again, salute to Sunny Hostin. She hit the nail on the head. Till next time, I'm out.